book besties. So I just finished Born for Silk by Nicci Harris, and I rated this one 4.75 out of 5 stars. I absolutely loved this book. It was different than like a lot of things I've read before, and so it was definitely interesting. Here's your one warning: if you haven't read this book and you don't want spoilers, you might want to stop watching this video now, because there's probably going to be spoilers past this point. This book follows Rome and Aster. They live in this different type of world. I don't know how to describe it, but Rome is the king and his sister is like the queen. Okay, and that's just how it works. Whoever Rome marries isn't like, Rome is not supposed to get married. He has silk girls who are supposed to provide him an heir. That's how he gets his heir from. His sister is not allowed to marry either, and she's not allowed to have children. And they made sure of that when she became queen at 10 years old. Rome is the king, obviously, and Aster is one of his silk girls. And let me tell you, there are multiple silk girls, okay? And not all of them get used by him. He has 4 or 5 in his kingdom, in his palace, in his whatever you want to call it. And him and his 4 associates or 4 right-hand men pick one, and while they're ovulating, breed her, for lack of a better term, pretty much. And so there's no question of whose baby is whose. They pick one and they stick to that one. There's no sharing. And so this, in between the silk girls, so there's no jealousy or who, like, they're not supposed to know who's like breeding them. They have to, while it happens, wear like this veil over their head, and they can't see who's supposed to, or who's in there with them. Yeah, so they're not supposed to talk at all. But Aster and Rome had met while she was getting her silk girl tattoo, and they like had an instant like chemistry connection. And they didn't see each other again until she was kidnapped by some enemy rogue people, and he went and saved her and brought her back to his palace, and then immediately made her one of like the silk girls in his palace. And so they continued to bond and connect over that. But he in his mind had made the choice not to choose her, because he didn't want to be the one that was like making her dirty kind of thing. In the process of them connecting, he ends up unaliving one of his men, right-hand men. So now there are 5 girls and 4 guys. One of them doesn't get a dude, which is fine, because there's already one pregnant, and she's pregnant by the guy that is gone, so it's fine. But since the king's like, Rome's taking himself out of the equation, that means there's 4 girls left and only 3 guys. So when it comes time for them all to lose their virginities, they all walk out of the room the next morning, and 3 of the girls are holding up bloody sheets, and Aster's sitting there like, so he visited one of them, but he didn't visit me. Like, I assumed he was going to, kind of thing. Like, he told me he was kind of going to. And she's pissed. And she requests to be traded to a different location where they have silk girls. And the doctor there's like, okay, yeah, sure, I'll do that. And then the king finds out and was like, no, she's freaking mine. And so he didn't visit one of the other girls. And he makes Aster his silk girl. And he becomes quite attached to her. And he's like, I'm never letting her go. She's mine for forever. Even though that's not supposed to be the case. Like, the silk girls are supposed to be there and give whoever chooses them 2 boys and a girl. And once they have those 3 babies, then like their purpose is over, and they go to raise the babies. So that's another thing I will mention. They are not allowed to keep their children after they birth them. They go to previous silk girls who have already grown up, kind of thing, and they're raised in places that no one knows about. So like, they're secret locations that are just raising babies. And once Aster like sees that happen to one of the Silk Girls that she's in this group with, she doesn't want that to happen to her, but she also is like, that's not fair if it only happens, like, if I get to keep my baby and the other Silk Girls don't. From kind of changes the game for her. It's good. I like their connection between the two of them and how he's like, if anyone looks at you the wrong way, I'm unaliving them, and that's just how it's going to be. And he's not supposed to be this way, but he, like, that's not how this community works. And he's like, I don't care. That's how that's how I'm gonna do things from now on, and you're just gonna have to suck it up. I'm king. I can make the rules. It's a really good book. There are, I think, 2 other ones in the series, but they don't follow Roman Aster. They follow other people in like the book kind of thing. So I will go back and read those. I'm just trying to, I'll put it on the TBR list, and the TBR list is kind of growing, you guys, by a lot. We'll get to it, I promise. And if we have to read this book when we get there, I will. If you haven't read Born for Silk by Nicci Harris, definitely go check it out. It's an amazing read. But thank you for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one.